Hey, how's it going out there today, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Let me get this thing adjusted here. There we go. So, hey, like my new vest here. It's a tearaway. I don't know what's up with that. My other one was getting pretty funky, and you know, I mean, I think about a year is the life cycle of one of these. You know, they start to catch you sweat and you funk, and they're not really reflective anymore. So anyway, this one's a tearaway. I guess that's in case, like, you know, you're running a wood chipper or something and it gets in there. You know, if your vest gets stuck in there, you know, it doesn't pull you in, it tears itself off. I guess that's what it's for. I don't know. Anyway, let's get to what we're talking about here today. Why you tune in for some numbers. All right, so today is June 5th, Wednesday. It's about 3 p.m. I am in Lake Park, Georgia, here at the TA. I did a load from Iowa down to multi-stop, 2 pickups, down to 2 stops in South Georgia, and then 2 stops in Florida, the final being down in Tampa. I got that one wrapped up today at, I don't know, I was probably done with that about 10 o'clock. I drove up here. This was about a 3-hour ride, getting set up for my next load I got to pick up in the morning. But the load that came down from Iowa into Florida was, it was an ice cream load. I guess you could tell that by the thumbnail. So, no need to go over that too much, but it was 1,665 total miles. A little over 15, like 1,505 loaded. Excuse me, 165 deadhead. You know, that's a little, it's a little farther from the house than I really wanted to go. And to be honest with you, I wasn't even planning on taking this load because I picked it up last Friday. And Thursday afternoon, I was at the house and I was like, I think I'm going to take a long weekend. I haven't taken a weekend off in quite a while, so I'm going to take me a long weekend. I only took 1 day off in the entire month of May. So I was like, hey, it's time to take a couple days off here at the end of the month. And, you know, my phone rings and it's, you know, it's somebody that I know that typically doesn't call me with anything other than something, you know, it usually pays a lot. I never miss their call. I mean, I'll wake up and take that joker in the middle of the night sometimes. But anyway, yeah, they were looking for somebody that was wanting to do a multi-stop run, and it was ice cream going into 100-degree weather. So they wanted somebody with a little bit of experience, and I told them I was planning on taking the weekend off, but I gave them a traditional Japanese no. I didn't tell them no. I just said, what's it pay? A traditional Japanese no is you don't say no, you price it to where you will do it and then let them say no. So you never say no, you let them tell you no. That's what business is about, making money, so that's why I do it that way. So this load had really crazy exact numbers. When I got done doing all the numbers, like, well, everything came out round and even. So anyway, 1,665 on the miles, total miles. That wasn't so round number, but it paid $5,000 total, which puts it at $3 a mile, all miles. I mean, on the dot. I mean, it's like $3. You have to go to the, you know, 10th of a penny to get another number. It's not a zero, so I guess that'd be the thousandths of a dollar. I don't know. Anyway, $3 a mile. On $5,000, that puts it $240 a mile to me. $4,000 to the truck. Sorry, I got a water drip right here. I just got done putting a piece of Flex Seal tape across the front of the windshield because I didn't want the piece of Gorilla Tape I had up there flapping during the Blitz week. So I've been out there working on that. So yeah, 4,000 to me, that's pretty good. It's $240 a mile. Anytime you can get $240 a mile to the truck, all miles on a run this long, you're doing pretty good. We knew it was going to be a lot of reefer fuel just because of the temperatures we were dealing with. And they want to, you know, ice cream loads roll at -20. That's I've never seen an ice cream load I've never seen an ice cream load set up for anything other than -20. I just haven't. I mean, it's always the way they are for me. The bill said it was going to be 36,000 pounds, and I don't know what the broker was reading, but yeah, we weren't even close to that kind of weight. The paperwork said it was 22,000, and then I didn't scale it, but I added up the total of the bills for the receivers, and it came up to like 20,000. So, and it felt like 20,000. It was a pretty light load. So really good numbers to start off with. You know, you're talking $5,000 total on a on a 20,000 pound load. So I spent $825 on truck fuel. That was probably about, I'm gonna ballpark 75 to 100 more than I actually used. 364 reefer fuel. That was about on par. I mean, you know, I stopped and filled it up before I got there, and you know, the first day, the first full day, it used about $80 worth, and then when I got down here where it was like, I mean, it was 100 degrees yesterday, and I was unloading at 2 stops, and one stop wanted to unload. They got me there at like 7, 8 in the morning, and they waited till noon to unload it at 93 degrees. They want me to open an ice cream load. Drove me crazy. I was in there like every 5 minutes, like, if you got it off yet, take it all off and count it on the dock so I can close the door. I mean, I was bugging the life out of them. They had me nervous, like, you know, because at 100 degrees outside, it is very hard for that reefer to pull that temperature back down, especially if it was humid. It had rain yesterday, and you know how Florida is. That is hell on a reefer unit right there, trying to sit in the dock all day and get warm up to, like, you know, 25 degrees, and then close the doors at 100 degrees and ask it to pull that temperature back down. Because, you know, reefer units aren't really, they're not good at cooling products. So once your product gets warm, you're kind of, you know, you're kind of in a boat without a paddle there. So $825 truck fuel, $364 reefer fuel, and I ended up with about what I started with. So that was, you know, I'm gonna call that up. I'm gonna call that what we used. $11 in def for another round number. $1,200 in cost on this one, which leaves me $2,800 after variable cost. So all in all, this was a very profitable load. Let's see, I picked it up Friday. Friday was more of a loading day than anything. I think I got about 300 miles done after I got it loaded. So, you know, and it was kind of a babysit load too. I did like 300 miles Friday, I did 300 miles Saturday, I did 300 miles Sunday, I did 300 miles Monday, and then I did, you know, yesterday was my first set of drops. I stayed 30 miles from the first drop, and then there was 60 miles in between drops, and then I maybe did another, I don't know, 80 or so after that. So really, you know, it wasn't a lot of like heavy days. It was spread out. That's why the reefer fuel was so high. But you can kind of give and take a little bit on that, because what I did is I ran it at like 62 miles an hour in the rural parts, you know, where I'd stay out of everybody's way, but I was running at about 62. And, you know, so I saved a little bit of truck fuel on moving it that slow, but I was paying that back in reefer fuel to keep it cool. The first time that thing went into defrost, it really had me worried. The defrost tubes, I didn't know it because I hadn't ran a load this cold on continuous with this trailer since it, you know, ever, basically, but especially since it's got hot, you know. Like, my last couple loads were in the, you know, 30 degree range. So that -20, man, that thing was defrosting a lot, and I didn't know it. But about halfway through the trip, I realized one of my defrost tubes coming down from the reefer unit was clogged. It had like dirt and stuff built up. You know, it's got those little rubber tips on the end of the hose that close, and then the water pressure opens it. Well, that had a bunch of junk built up in it, and it couldn't open properly. So I got all that out of there, took a stick and got in there and worked all that dirt out. Man, that thing was defrosting in like half the time. So if you're having trouble with your reefer unit, I'll give you a few tips. Number one, make sure all your tubes are empty. Number two, I didn't have any plugs for this trailer. And, you know, if I'm running a freezer load in the summer, I like to have those drain, you know, the 4-corner drain holes underneath plugged. So what I do is I take shopping bags, like, you know, plastic shopping bags from TA or Love's or anywhere. You know, if you ain't got no extras, go in and ask them. They'll give you a couple. And what I do is I ball those up, and from the bottom, I stick them in enough to where I can still pull them out from the bottom if I need to, but they're still plugging the holes. The front holes, you won't notice as much cool air coming out of those, but those back hose you really will, because that air, as it comes out of that chute, hits that back door and gets forced down, and you know, you can stand under there and feel the cold air coming out of those. So you plug those up, you'll gain a couple degrees. It's nothing major. I mean, it's not gonna pull it down 20 degrees, but on a real hot day, it will save you 1 or 2 degrees. If you're having a hard time getting your trailer to pull down, and you've got your truck and trailer close together, maybe drop your landing gear and pull out from underneath your trailer to give it a couple more feet, and you can even open the front doors on your reefer where the engine is. Open that door and let some air in there so that the engine will run a little more efficiently. More air goes through the coil. It just cools more efficient like that. I've had, on a hot day, I've had that drop the temperature like 5-6 degrees doing that. So, you know, if you're having a hard time, like yesterday after we closed those doors, you know, middle of the day, we closed the doors, the reefer unit was at 26 degrees, and when we closed the doors, it was like 96 degrees out when we closed the doors. I mean, you know, that reefer unit was going ham. So I took it down to the rest area in Florida there, the ones, you know, it's all concrete, and I dropped the trailer and pulled the truck out and let it, you know, get some air because it was just so hot out. And I went to bed. I woke up last night, and you know, it got it down to like negative 14. So it had made up quite a bit of difference on it. But these loads are rough on your reefer unit, doing these like this. But you know, it's also a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's like a 6-day load, you know, and you know, you're looking at $2,800 profit in 6 days, and you know, and that's not running hard either. That's literally like 300 miles a day. So you know, it's still worth it to me. I got a quick 1-day load I'm gonna go do tomorrow, and that should make for a really good week putting those 2 loads together as far as profit goes. And then I'm going to go to the house and take a day off. I mean, my next load's not giving me the house, so I may have one in between there. But yeah, but that's what's been going on, guys. It's you know, these longer loads kind of delay the videos because I try to make my videos about each trip, and that's what's going on, guys. I'm going to hop off here now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share, do all those things. Thanks to everybody that has subscribed. Thanks for everybody for watching, asking questions in the comments. I appreciate all that. Be safe. Take care of each other out there, guys. Later.